Welcome back to your Monday Night Raw review. And watching Raw just is not good for your health. Similar to eating raw chicken, it can kill you. And I'm telling you, watching 3 hours of Monday Night Raw every week can certainly kill you. We kick off the show with MVP. He's in the ring. He calls it Bobby Lashley, and there's a bunch of hot women there. Well, I say hot women. There was a bunch of women there. They were okay looking, but the whole reason for them to be there was for them to be attractive, and it was just kind of weird how like there's a lot more attractive women on the WWE roster than the people in the ring. I mean, could they not have brought up some like divas from the performance center and stuff? I guess they wouldn't do that because they would consider that that's sexist, or we don't want to be demonized here. We want to be a strong, independent woman. We don't want to wear, nice, revealing clothes. But anyway, I guess it was good that Raw started this way with, actually using women for sex appeal. But like I said, the women weren't that hot. And Bobby Lashley's there. He gets interrupted by Drew McIntyre. And then it's Kofi Kingston comes out, and Bobby Lashley's complaining that Drew helped Kingston beat him last week. Kingston comes out and says he doesn't need Drew's help. Uh, Drew asked Bobby Lashley, has he got any balls to defend the title against him? Kofi Kingston tells Drew McIntyre to move his ass to the back because he's next in line. And this was actually an alright opening segment. The problem with this is Drew and Kofi then had like a match to decide who would face Lashley, booked by Adam Pearce. And it went through 2 commercial breaks. This match must have lasted about half an hour with commercials. Yeah, it did. It lasted about half an hour just to end in a no contest when Bobby Lashley came in. The finish came from Kofi crossbody. He done like a drop kick crossbody or something like that to the outside onto McIntyre. McIntyre falls into Lashley. That causes Lashley to get pissed off, come in the ring and attack these two. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it was a good match, but a match shouldn't go through 2 commercials. It just shouldn't. The reason when wrestling was at its best, it was when it was like quick angles, you had quick matches, then a quick angle, and everything was changing. But now it's like one and done. You get one storyline, one feud, and it's on the screen for 20 minutes. Then you get the next thing, it's on for 20 minutes. Where's all the cuts? Why can't we have one thing last like 90 seconds, then we cut backstage to another thing, and then we show somebody walking, and then we see somebody in the ring, then we see someone arriving at the arena. It always used to be like that, but now it's not. It's now like, right, this person's got their 20 minutes, the next person's got their 20 minutes, the next faction's got their 15 minutes, and I mean, it was a good start to Raw, but everything went downhill from here. Kofi and Drew McIntyre got told they'll face each other next week in the main event, 1-on-1, and it's the same deal. Whoever wins goes to Hell in a Cell. For some reason, we weren't told what the main event this week is, and because the main event was so bad, I'm assuming that's the reason they did not tell us. We had Charlotte backstage with Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's absolutely awful. Charlotte really isn't much better. I mean, I don't think Charlotte's that bad. It's just the fact she's shoved down her throat. You just don't want to see her anymore. That is the truth. Nikki Cross comes out of nowhere, makes no sense. Says she wants to face Charlotte. Charlotte says she hasn't got time to waste on someone like Nikki Cross, or else she could beat her in 2 minutes. Then Charlotte suggests that Rhea Ripley fights Nikki Cross and see if she can beat her in 2 minutes. Then we have Nikki Cross versus Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley doesn't get the win. It goes over 2 minutes. When she knows she's got 11 seconds left, she sees the clock, right? She's got 11 seconds left, and then she continues to just stomp away and beat down Nikki Cross in the corner with 11 seconds left. And then when the referee pulls her off to tell her the time's up, she turns around and looks at the clock, all shocked, when she knew 11 seconds ago she had 11 seconds left. I mean, how can the acting be so bad? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And then Nikki Cross does about 10 laps around the ring, celebrating if she's won, the Triple Crown, like she's won every title available, and all she did was last 2 minutes. Then we had Charlotte Flair versus Asuka, #1 contender match. I mean, again, just like the opening match, I'm not going to lie, it was a very good match. It was a good match, but I mean, that's all it was. Again, Charlotte won. I'm not going to complain about Charlotte winning because I think we all knew Charlotte was winning. There was just no way Asuka was winning this match. It was booked. The writing was on the wall. We knew Charlotte was going to win, so I'm not going to fake complain over a match that Charlotte won. That when we knew they're heading to Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley at the pay-per-view anyway. But I mean, it's another title shot for Charlotte, but we knew it was happening weeks ago, so I don't think we can really look into it too much. With more scenes backstage with MVP, Bobby Lashley, and these women. Adam Pearce calls Bobby Lashley into his office, and I think he tells him that he's going to be facing the winner of those two at the Hell in a Cell, and he says that if MVP or Lashley get involved next week, they're going to get a massive fine, and then he says it's big money today and there's a lot of money to lose out on, who cares? We then had, throughout the show, we had like superstars talk about the fact that July 16th they're going back on the road, and you had Braun Strowman, you had John Morrison, you had Tits and Biceps, as Ben Heyman calls them, and you never got them on the show. That was the only purpose, was to say, "Oh, WWE's going live in a couple of months' time." So Braun Strowman's there to say that WWE's going live, but he's not on the show. John Morrison was there to say WWE's going live, but he's not on the show. Damian Priest was there to say WWE's going live, but they're not on the show. Like, this made no sense. You'd know John Morrison, you'd know Braun Strowman, you'd know Damian Priest, you'd know Miz, you'd know Randy Orton. Why? Where are these guys? Why are they not there? It makes absolutely zero sense. It's not like the roster's stacked and they can afford to just leave. Oh, there's 6 guys that would normally feature on the show. We'll just leave them off because we've got an amazing roster. Bullshit. Roster's shite, right? You need to take it. There's no way Orton should be missing a show. Tonight he did miss it. With Riddle, he beat Xavier Woods. No one really cares. Cedric Alexander beat Shelton Benjamin. All the matches, it's like every match has to go like 10, 15 minutes minimum. Way too long. What else did we have? Sheamus defend against Humberto Carrillo. Like, why do we care about that? Then Ricochet came out and attacked Sheamus. Sheamus is apparently gaining enemies. Yeah, he's gaining an enemy in me, because every time I have to watch this show, I want to kill everybody. So he's gaining an enemy with me. And then main event, we finally get announced. There's 20 minutes of time. It's the women's tag team title match. Natalya, the Boat, the shitest name of all time. And you can't call yourself the Boat. Other people call you the greatest of all time or the best of all time. That's not something you call yourself, alright? It's like people were calling Shawn Michaels Mr. WrestleMania. He didn't just say, "Oh, I'm the best guy ever." You know what I mean? Like, people call Ric Flair the greatest of all time, and see when these like current wrestlers just make up these names and they just don't deserve them. It's mad. But anyway, yeah, Tamina and Natalya versus Nia Jax and the freaky looking dude. I can't remember what her name is. Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler. And Reginald again gets caught up. Explosion blinds him. Shayna Baszler distraction. They lose the match. They don't regain their belt. Shayna Baszler grabs Reginald and says, "If you've got the balls next week, I'll face you in the ring and you'll wish you were in that fire." And Raw ends. Guys, this was fucking atrocious. How can this main event? I do not know. Like, what has happened to Monday Night Raw? It's just getting worse and worse and worse. I actually cannot believe this show ends and like Vince is thinking, you know what, we put out a good show there tonight. He just can't possibly think that. I mean, this was terrible. It started off okay, and then it just got worse and worse and worse. I honestly do believe that. I think maybe they're getting to the stage now where they just give up in the third hour, because the third hour was absolutely atrocious. There was no reason. You didn't even know what was happening in the third hour. Normally, like back in the day, not even that long ago, they would always like announce. Normally, the beginning of the show would set up the main event. But I mean, tonight we did not know what was happening. We literally went into like the last hour, and we didn't know one thing that was happening. And I honestly, I thought maybe Orton would turn up. He didn't. We just didn't know what was happening in the last hour. We ended up getting Riddle versus Xavier Woods. We got, what else did we get? We got Riddle versus Xavier Woods. We got Sheamus versus Humberto Carrillo, and we got the main event tag team match. That is what we got in the final hour of Raw. That is what we're supposed to stay up for. I'll be honest, right? See at 20 minutes remaining. See when they tell you it's the women's tag team title match. Who's going to stick around for that last 20 minutes? I mean, why would you? It absolutely makes no sense to me. It was an awful Raw. I mean, I liked the beginning, but the rest of it was so bad. It's getting a 1 for me. I mean, I like the opening promo. I'd probably give, and I'm not a big fan of Drew McIntyre, and I definitely don't like Kofi Kingston, but I enjoyed the opening promo. I thought it was alright. I'd probably give it like a 4 or a 5. You know, it was decent. It was alright, but the show went downhill after then. And the match was good itself, and Charlotte versus Asuka was good, but everything else, garbage. Best wrestler on the show, Randy Orton, wasn't there, so, you know, I don't get it. Braun Strowman, he was just there to mention the fact that WWE are going touring again in a couple of months. Same with John Morrison, same with Damien Priest. Why? Is The Miz still dead? Has The Miz been eaten by zombies? Is John Morrison not want to get revenge for his friend? Why was John Morrison not challenging Damien Priest? We'll never know. Does anybody know? Does anybody care? Probably not. Anyway, guys, that's it. Till next time. Peace.